The Klaxon resistance huddled together in the ruins of their once thriving capital city, Clara. The skies above were blackened with the thick smoke of orbital bombardments, and the ground trembled from the relentless march of the Xarnok forces. For over a century, the Xarnoks had expanded their brutal empire, enslaving or exterminating every species that dared oppose them. The Klaxons had been no exception. Their cries for help to the Galactic Council had gone unanswered. Their pleas to neighboring systems were met with cold indifference. To the galaxy, the Klaxons were already a lost cause. The resistance leader, General Kale Renox, sat silently in the shadow of a crumbled spire, his 6 insectoid limbs trembling as he stared at the smoldering horizon. His people's survival was no longer a question of if, but when they would fall. A scout scuttled up to him, wings twitching with nervous energy. "General, the Xarnok advance is only a few hours away. Our remaining forces are outnumbered 10 to 1. We have no reinforcements." Kale nodded grimly. He had known this moment would come. "Gather the civilians. We'll make our stand here. If this is the end of the Klaxons, let it be a memory they'll never forget." As the scout retreated, Kale's antennae twitched. A low hum, unlike the mechanical growl of Xarnok war machines, reverberated through the air. He looked up to see fiery streaks piercing the ashen skies. At first, he thought it was another wave of Xarnok reinforcements, but the precision with which the streaks landed far behind enemy lines told a different story. Moments later, the Resistance's communication systems crackled to life. A voice, deep and calm, resonated through their channels. "To the Klaxon Resistance. This is Commander Jackson Reeves of the United Earth Fleet. Hold your position. Reinforcements have arrived." The Klaxons had heard whispers of the humans, rumors of a species from a backwater world on the edge of the galaxy that had only recently joined the interstellar community. Their technological prowess was mocked as primitive, their numbers dismissed as insignificant. And yet, the galaxy feared them, not for their size or technology, but for their unyielding spirit. Hale's eyes widened as he watched the humans in action. Sleek, angular dropships descended from the sky, each deploying squads of heavily armored soldiers. These humans moved with purpose, their coordinated assaults carving through Xarnok lines with an efficiency that left the Klaxons in awe. The Xarnoks were not unprepared. Their war machines, towering quadrupeds armed with plasma cannons, turned their attention to the new arrivals. But the humans had anticipated this. From the ground, they unleashed portable railguns that tore through Xarnok armor like paper. Overhead, agile fighters danced through the sky, dodging Xarnok anti-air fire and retaliating with devastating precision strikes. Kale's communicator buzzed again. "General Renox." In Commander Reeves' voice, "We'll secure the front lines. Your forces should focus on evacuating civilians. We're here to win, not to lose lives unnecessarily." "Understood," Kale replied, his voice heavy with both gratitude and disbelief. Could these humans really turn the tide? By nightfall, the humans had done the impossible. The Xarnok advance had not only been halted but pushed back. Their retreating forces regrouped several kilometers away, fortifying their positions for a counterattack. Kale stood atop a makeshift command post, watching as human engineers erected defensive structures with astonishing speed. He turned as Commander Reeves approached, removing his helmet to reveal a face weathered by countless battles. His gaze was steady, his expression unrentable. "Your people fight well," Hale said, his mandibles clicking with respect. "But why help us?" The galaxy turned its back on the Klaxons. Reeves smirked faintly. "Humans don't care much for galactic politics. We heard your distress signal, and we couldn't stand by while an entire species was wiped out. Call it morality, call it stubbornness. It's just who we are." Kale nodded slowly. "Then let me say, on behalf of my people, thank you." Reeves looked at him, his eyes hardening. "Save your thanks for after the battle. The Xarnoks aren't done yet." The Xarnoks launched their counteroffensive at dawn. Their forces surged forward in a wave of destruction, their war cries echoing across the battlefield. But the humans were ready. From concealed positions, human artillery unleashed a barrage of kinetic and plasma-based ordnance, decimating Zarnuk formations before they could reach the Klaxon defenses. The ground shook as human mechs, towering humanoid machines, charged into the fray, their energy blades slicing through Zarnuk war machines with terrifying ease. Kale watched in awe as human soldiers fought alongside his own resistance fighters, their bravery unmatched. He saw a human medic drag a wounded Klaxon to safety, shielding them with his own body from incoming fire. He saw a squad of human commandos infiltrate a Zarnuk command post, dismantling their operations from within. But it was the orbital strike that truly turned the tide. A massive Zarnuk dreadnought had entered the planet's atmosphere, its weapons raining destruction on the battlefield below. Reeves, now aboard the Earth fleet's flag,